What? Lady D. How y'all doing on this beautiful day? It is so lovely out here. You have the light breeze. It's not too much, Let me move this mirror out the way. It's not too much, but it's just enough. And the sky is blue, the wind is great. I'm loving it today. Comfortable. And hopefully my camera I'm using will not overheat and we can get through this particular video. Let me see if I can put something behind it. Maybe that'll help. But anyway, how is everyone? We are at a Tuesday mark. I man, I'm having a busy day. Busy day. It's just been a lot going on yesterday, today. I've been trying to get some things in order because the end of the month I'll be having a procedure, so I'll be off work for a little bit, so I'll have that time to really reflect and heal and do some writing and connect with you guys more. Yeah, probably you'll see more of me then. So anyway, I had a thought, I was talking with a couple of ladies in regards to dating and, you know, how you should approach the dating game nowadays and how come people are being judged by wanting to wait and not do too much early on in the dating process. And they had mentioned, I think one had said, as far as the clapping is concerned, they had waited actually 3 years um, without the clap, and then they kind of went without the clap, and then they started dating, and then they also wanted to wait while dating people before they really got into um, going there with the clap, you know. And she said 3 years. Another lady said longest was two for her. And she also wanted to do that. Now, mind you, I think I think it's a wonderful thing if you can hold out as far as the clap is concerned until you're married. If you can hold out until you marry, just imagine the blessings that will come behind that. Woo woo woo. But then, I think some too run into the matrimony fast because the flesh is weak, and instead of burning, they gonna go on and get busy because it's like, hey, I can't look, I want you, you want me, I love you, you love me. Let's do it. So they'll go ahead on and do the marriage thing quickly. And one of the reasons is because they tired of burning in the flesh. But um, is it, who nowadays really think it's good or could hold out with dating someone and getting together, taking them out, kicking it, spending time, all that, but keeping the clap out of the picture. Now, one person was saying, "Oh yeah, you can keep the clap out of the picture if I see you as being wifey material or husband material. I can wait because I'm planning on trying to spend my life with you. But until then, I'm gonna be clapping with somebody." That's not a good thing either. But some will do that. The one that they were clapping with previously, they'll continue to clap with until they can get to that point with the new one. You know what I'm saying? So this dating thing is just all crazy. It's like, when should you put the brakes on it and why? And is it acceptable? Because some people will just walk away from that. They'll keep trying to get it and do it with you, and they liking you, they feeling you, you both grown, and it's like, look, we both grown, we need to be doing, look, girl, look, we need to, girl. and she ain't feeling it or he ain't feeling it, and then the other person say bye-bye. It's been nice, I like you, but I can't sit up here and desire you and want you and be moved in my flesh by you, and it's not happening, and it ain't gonna happen until we say I do. And both of you may not be ready to say I do yet, especially when you first start dating with someone, but you look at, I'm looking at the fact, okay, like I said, you got somebody who's been celibate for 3 years, who's been celibate for 2. They made a decision to go there based on whatever it is they've been dealing with, right? Some have just gotten tired of going through, different men are going through different women, and it's nothing really that comes about it, and they get their feelings hurt, and they just tired of it. So they give the body a rest. They determine that, and it's true. Once you go there, things go to an entirely different level. It shoots up into a, as far as your whole mindset and everything about that person. It's like the thrill of the chase. I've got it. Or say, for instance, it didn't turn out to be in the way that you thought it was, and you got it, and or it could be great, and then things is just really on fire based on that. It changes the dynamics of a lot of things, instead of allowing the person to really get to know you for your heart and your mind and things of that nature. If you go into Russian doing that and you're just dating. Now, mind you, I'm not speaking in terms of being in a relationship yet. I'm saying dating. Everyone that you're dating and going out with, dinner or to the park or to for some coffee or just hanging out or to a game or to a show, whatever. It's not sleeping together yet material. No. If that's how you feel and that's not what you're ready for and that's not what you want to do, you don't do that. And doing that with everybody that you date is crazy. Some, especially being single, you end up going on a different date every other weekend because you're trying to see what that best fit or good fit is for you. And you get to know different people, and it helps you establish, your likes, dislikes, wants, desires, no desiring, whatever. Because, and that's why it's difficult when you first come out of something and you step back into the dating realm. It becomes difficult because things change over time. The whole situation changes over time. I know when I first came out of my marriage and stuff years ago, and I was back into the dating scene again, I was like, oh my God, man, things are so different. I think back then they was really pumping those dating sites and this and that, and I was like, whoa, I'm scared of that. People hooking up on these online sites and this and that. But I had a friend, she ended up saying, hey, just try it. You can gauge, how you want to do things and where you want to go from just, talking to somebody, getting to know them up here before everything else. And then I must say, I did try a dating site with conversing and connecting with people. I met some really cool people too. And it was mainly folks that wasn't in my zone. They were pretty much, you had to catch a plane or something to see each other, because I knew I wasn't totally ready for any, somebody hounding me to go out on these particular sip drink dates. I wanted to take my time and get to know them in other ways, and it helped with that. I never allowed myself really to get a love connection doing that, but I met some great friends. So I won't talk down about the dating sites, but I do know as time has evolved and the more um, popular some of these sites have become, there's a lot of risque things going on, and you really have to be careful. There's people who connect and they lose their lives. There's people who appear to be one way and get you all emotionally caught up, and you get catfished, and you just got all this stuff. So you have to really, really be careful and not give up personal information and things about you that a person can use to their own, gain, and you don't really know. Because sometimes the picture you see, or the man or woman behind the keyboard in the picture that's up, is totally different from the person in person. I've heard some stories where, they were going back and forth, talking and chatting for at least 6 months with this person that they thought looked this gorgeous, beautiful way. And when it came time to eventually meet in person, this person ended up looking like something totally different. And it wasn't good. So, and I never really understood why someone would get into, deceiving someone like that, because unless you're planning on never, ever, ever, ever meeting them in the flesh, sooner or later, you're going to meet them in the flesh, and the truth is going to behoove you. It's going to come out. And they're going to, I don't care how much the connection is, they're going to see that you deceived them. And that's going to take their whole perception of you to a whole different level. So it's always best to just portray being who you are. Don't use outdated pictures. Don't use another person's beautiful pose picture and it's not you. Don't do that. No, 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 no. But back to the topic at hand, this dating thing, and um, what's wrong with wanting to wait? What's wrong with saying, okay, we're going to get into each other mentally and, heartfelt, spiritually, and all that. We're going to build a friendship, a connection, and a little peck of a kiss or a hug or whatever. That's okay. That's not taking things to another level, but you want to be careful of, busting slob and all that kind of stuff, because then that'll start igniting some other feelings. But to show affection in that way, I don't see why that would be an issue. But I'm saying going all the way in clapping, and some are just wanting to wait. They don't want to do that right away. They want to make sure that things are solid. They want to make sure that you both are going in the same direction. And I know some get a little, and I'll say some men, because I've heard some stories where they get a little frustrated, especially nowadays with it being so expensive to take a woman out to a real date. They get frustrated of spending this money, and then there's no dessert at the end of the night. And you have to have a different perception when you or perspective is what I want to say. Perspective. You have to not go into it with doing what you do or asking to do what you do with wanting to gain something in return. Meaning, if you want to get to know her and you want to take her out, do that by all means. But don't say, well, if I do this, she better do that. And if she don't, I ain't spending that kind of money no more. Or some will wait and say, well, I ain't gonna spend that kind of money until we are clapping. We clapping, I'll take her somewhere. I ain't gonna take no chance of spending all that money and we get out there and I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But see, these are conversations that you have to have beforehand, because it can also be a man that's not ready. You know, some say, oh yeah, right, that don't happen. But yeah, it does. Some men do want to take their time. They're looking for quality. not quantity, especially a mature man that has been there, done that. And he's at a stage in his life where he just wants to date and get to know a woman and see if there's a true connection with them both. And then he'll start really sprinkling seeds and fertilizing the soil from that point. But also be patient enough to wait until she is ready, as well as he, to go there with the clap clap. Real talk. There are some who will do that. Um, some will probably beg to differ and say, well, most men, that's all they want. Most men, that's what they want. They're going to get what they want, or they're going to move on to the next person. But then that lets you know right off that he wasn't genuine in getting to know the person that you are. He was genuine in wanting to get the cookie, the clap, the cookie. That's what he wanted. And because the cookie didn't crumble as fast as he wanted it to or when he wanted it to, he got bored and moved on to Jezebel, who was crumbling that cookie all over the place. If that's what he wanted to do, it's good for you to find out sooner than later. Sooner than later. And that's why when you're in that dating game, if you are on that page and mindset of wanting to wait until you feel comfortable and it's the right connection and you feel okay with doing it, and if you by all means want to wait until you get married, so be it. Let a person know that. Look, I'm a physical person. I love doing XYZ, but I've made a choice at this point in my life to wait until I'm married. Let them know that. And then what you do is give that person the opportunity to choose whether or not they want to deal with it. Now, it's not fair. Y'all listen to me now. It's not fair to sit up and pursue something of quality and still be out there doing what you got to do to satisfy your fleshly needs with the Jezebels or the Jezebels, the boys, or whatever you want to call the guys that's out there doing that. That's not fair. That's not fair. Because if your focus is truly on the prize, if your focus is truly on the prize, and you feel that there's truly a connection, men know very quickly, women know very quickly if they want to put stock into something, and that's a keeper and not a sleeper. And that's for me. And what they want to do quicker than not is when they determine that it's a keeper, they want to definitely do what they got to do to get this thing churning, and especially going in the direction of a relationship sooner than later, because they want to take that person off the market and that person be theirs. We're exclusive, you and I. That way, there's less chance of somebody else swooping you up. Because sometimes when a person takes too long, or they just look at the fact, well, they've been single, they probably gonna be single for a while. That's when such and such and such a come through that'll rock their world. And I'm not talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about in all the other wonderful ways, emotionally, spiritually, friendship, conversation wise, dates, all the wonderful things that they're going to sprinkle their way trying to get to know them. That person's going to come along, move them in the right direction, and boom, before you know it, they off the market. They off the market, and then you sitting back there talking about, man, I just moved too slow. I thought with everything they had going on, they was going to just be cool for a minute. Or I thought they was just going to wait. Or I thought that they was just going to let me string them on a little longer. Not. If that person is worth it in a lot of ways, and you see the value in them, you better believe the next person is seeing the value in them too. And most that know what they want and how they want it is not going to let something just sit there and take the chance of it being snatched up from someone else. They're going to start investing and sprinkling and waiting for certain things to sprout with their connection with that person, building, letting it be known that, look, I'm into you. I want you. And I understand you need time. You need to, emotionally get yourself right. You done been through a few things. I'm digging that. I feel it. I got patience because my focus is you. So we gonna go on these dates. We gonna get to know each other. We gonna build something right here, connecting with each other. And if you wanna wait all year before clapping, that's fine. Cause I really don't have no focus to be clapping with nobody else. Why? Because I'm into you. Now I may be sitting up here twitching and itching a little bit, cause I'm a man, but or I'm a woman that likes to, but I'm waiting on you. And as long as that person is giving you the energy and reciprocation in knowing that it's all good for you to wait on them, the sky's the limit. Now, if this person is telling you off front, you're starting a date, you see that the connection is there, you're going in the same direction, and they're telling you off front that no, I'm not looking for that. I don't want that. That's not going to be with me and you. I think you're a nice person. We just going to be friends. Boom, boom. I like kicking it because look, there's some that you meet and or that you already know and you have a wonderful connection with them. Wonderful. You guys laugh, cry, do everything. They're like kind of like your bestie. But they got an attraction for you. And you do too somewhat. But deep down inside that you're not going to be with them in that romantic kind of way. You just don't feel that. You don't feel that connection like that. So you've already established that. But you don't want to let it go because you have this wonderful friendship and connection with them. And some would even ask, well, why you not with such and such? Y'all just jive so well. You get together, you kick it, everything is cool. What's going on? Why y'all? But it's hard to explain. You just don't feel that kind of connection. Then you don't want to ruin your friendship either. And so you want to kind of just hold on to how you're doing things. And sooner or later, they're going to go on this way. Because they looking for something coming towards you. And you already have established that. And how hard is it? It's hard to tell a person straight up once you realize that there's no love connection. Sometimes it's just hard to say that, especially if you see them all wrapped into you, because you don't want to hurt their feelings. But at the end of the day, if you mislead them or you end up, just ghosting them or something like that, that's going to hurt and devastate them even more. So the mature thing is when you see that it's a different course and you see it early on, and some of the benefits that you're reaping, that you're only reaping those benefits from that person because they're looking at you on a whole different kind of level. You need to be responsible enough to let it be known that it just is what it is and you don't see it going anywhere else. And then if they want to still keep a friendship with you and still sprinkle those benefits, well, you've let it be known. You've told them, So that's it and that's all. But at the end of the day, the dating thing out here, it's a trip. And you have to determine what's best for you. Don't compromise what you feel, what you want, and how you want it. If it's in your heart or in your spirit and circle at this time to be celibate, to not give up your cookie, to not give up your joystick, and all of that. If you want to take a hiatus, then do that and let people know ahead of time. And it's nothing, I've heard some, they'll get to the stage of dating, and then they after that it gets all heated. They rolling on the couch, they sweating, they slobbing, they fiending for each other. It's just, you strike a match and the whole place will blow up. It's hotter than hot. They get to that point and then they say, no, I can't. I'm not ready. You knew before you got to all that you wasn't ready. So don't lead nobody on. Don't even get to that point. Who are you fooling? You thought you was gonna change your mind in the middle of the heat? Or you just wanted to kind of feel something for a minute? Don't play with people like that either. That ain't fair. Don't come out like that at the last minute. And date to date. Whatever you're looking for, whatever page you're on, date in that way. Let a person know, be straight up, and it's up to them if they want to continue on that path. And if they don't and they go somewhere else, perhaps they're doing you a favor because it's telling you something. It's telling you a whole lot. Because I'm here to tell you, if a man is into a woman, truly into her, he's going to wait until she's ready for whatever. He's going to be there, especially if she's shown him that she's interested in him as well. However, she has certain stipulations at this time. Same for a woman. She's going to wait too. She's going to keep being sweet. She's going to be there for that man. She's going to try to let him know she's supportive, she's loyal, she's this. If he wants to wait and he's genuine about that and she respects that and she's into him, she will wait. I had this one lady tell me that she was in a situation with a guy. They had been sleeping together for about 9 months. And he was battling back and forth with his spirituality. And during the time they met, he was on that page of just doing him. And so 9 months in, he decided he wanted to go back into being celibate and, going back to church and putting God first and things of that nature. And he had to cut it in full speed. See, you can't miss nothing you ain't never had. You can't miss nothing you never had. But they had been going strong. That first year, man, woo, you can't get enough of each other, right? So they had been going strong for 9 months. Then all of a sudden, he just cut it. So the first thing she's thinking is, oh, it must be somebody else. How he just gone, I know he's hot for me just like I've been hot for him. And he cut it, but he still wanted to spend time with her and see her and things of that nature. Because she was into him and respected the fact that he was trying to turn this new leaf again back, with his spiritual growth and cleanse his house and all that, she decided to still be his friend, to be supportive. And as a matter of fact, it was a few times in that where she had to tell him, no, 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 no. I'm trying to respect what you doing. No, we can't. No, ain't no sense of us kissing like that. No, you can spend the night, but you need to sleep on the couch. I'll sleep in the room. A few times she had to go there because he was to the point where, come on, I just want to hold you. We can just lay together and it's not going to be anything. They had been there. They had done that. But it's a couple of dynamics in that story. He was battling. She was willing to still be a part of his life respectfully because she was into him, right? But he shouldn't have never really went there on the physical with her from the gate. But the flesh is weak. And even though he was battling with his spirituality when he first got with her, he went on and laid some stuff down and just let that flesh Satan just beat him all upside the head with that. And he got her all caught up in that, and then you just want to drop it like a hot potato. But had he just come straight up, maybe if he had even came straight up in the beginning to tell her that he was struggling. Look, I'm struggling with my flesh. I have intentions on trying to do things, in the right way. I'd rather be married before I do woo. So if I start to slip or whatever, please be patient and work with me. I don't want to, hey, just come straight out. Come straight out. You don't build a person up for 9 months, make it all good. It's all juicy and good and lovely, and it's on a regular, if not every day, every other day. Y'all doing the doggone thing, and then all of a sudden, bam. Sooner or later, they just ended up doing that. They cool friends, but they just had to cut all that. Look, not. And every now and again, that person will be throwing out some little stuff about, come on, when we going? No. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, she says. So, remember to keep the lines of communication. Remember that dating today is totally different than it was yesterday. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot on the table. There's a lot of openness. There's a lot of risque activity. There's a lot of people who are morally disconnected that just want to clap, have fun, and that's all ages. I've seen older, younger, it's all ages. But whatever your morals are, whatever your focus is, whatever plane you're on, stay on that. Pray on that. Ask God to bring you somebody that is on that same planet. And if you meet someone who's Mr. Wonderful or Mrs. Wonderful and everything is in order, but they pressuring you to do some things that you're just not ready to do, you have to be straightforward with where you're coming from. And if they can't respect that, then they're not the one for you. Period. That's right. So on that note, y'all, I got to get. I got to get back. I'll see y'all tomorrow. A wonderful day. Food for thought. Play this again. Like it. Share it. Subscribe. Let me know what you think. Have a good day.